Once upon a time, Doja Cat was hailed as the quintessential Gen Z pop star. She was cute, funny, captivating, she was versatile and was respected for her singing and rapping abilities. She felt more modern, authentic, and youthful by utilizing social media, rather than traditional promotional strategies used by other pop stars. Her career took a while to take off, and when it did, it happened in a pretty untraditional manner, with a mean song. But what followed was meteoric success and stardom. Her album Hot Pink, featuring hits like Juicy, Like That, Streets, and, namely, Say So, solidified Doja as a versatile and distinctive artist who wasn't going anywhere soon. But her follow-up album, Planet Her, seemed to place Doja in a separate league, a league with the other main pop girls. Sometimes an artist can release an album so good that it almost overnight makes them comparable to artists who have been huge for years. One example being Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. But Planet Her seemed to do the same for Doja. She was collaborating with the most popular artists in the world, and it seemed that her success and popularity wasn't going anywhere. But then, everything changed. This all started in 2022 when Doja shaved her head and eyebrows. She has always had an unusual and unconventional style, and she said shaving her hair off was purely a stylistic and aesthetic choice that she made. However, she did face criticism, mainly from men, saying they didn't find her attractive anymore, and they also criticized her weight loss, saying that her old body was hotter, something she addressed in her recent music. Obviously, I am not saying that Doja did anything at all wrong or that she deserved to get criticized for random men calling her unattractive, but the reason I pinpoint this as the starting point of Doja's seeming downfall is that it was the first indication of an identity crisis and desire to shed her past image. And this trend of dressing and acting a little differently continued, with Doja seemingly trying to get away from her branding and image from her previous albums. Which totally makes sense. Plenty of artists change their look for a new era, and it's only natural for creative people to get frustrated when they are forced to stay the same. And this is something Doja has navigated extremely well in the past. Although she continually performed Say So, seemingly under label pressure to promote the song, she was so versatile and constantly changed it up, doing multiple remixes in different genres, which only proved how incredible she is as an artist. And after doing the same thing repeatedly, it makes sense to want to move on. However, moving on doesn't mean pretending your past never happened or hating it. Things really got worse for Doja in May when she labeled her past hugely successful albums, Hot Pink and Planet Her, cash grabs and mediocre pop. She said, "Now I can go disappear somewhere and touch grass with my loved ones on an island while y'all weep for mediocre pop." And there are two major issues with this. Firstly, although it is totally fine and natural for an artist to dislike some of their past music, and we've seen that from almost every major pop star, it isn't a great look to throw entire albums under the bus and say that not only do you not like them, but you never did. When artists say they don't like their past work because they were forced to make it, like Ariana Grande's Put Your Hearts Up, people have sympathy. When they say they don't like their past work because they have personally grown from it, like Taylor Swift's Better Than Revenge, people have respect. But when you say that you never liked your work at the time and were just pretending for the sake of money, not only is that disrespectful to fans, but it makes people feel like they can't trust you. Honest made a video about this same topic and made a great point, which is that Doja was crying at award shows out of love for this music and gratitude for it being recognized. When you say that you were pretending the entire time, it just gives the impression that your words, your emotions, your actions, your everything cannot be trusted. And the second major issue with this is that telling your fans to weep and touch grass is so blatantly disrespectful. These are the people that gave you a career. Artists becoming successful is not just a result of people paying for products and giving you money. It's because fans develop a passion for you as an artist and an individual. They love you, they want to see you succeed. They support you even when you make mistakes or create music that they don't like, because they still believe in you. You don't get disappearing to an island money without that. And it's a slap in the face to imply that you tricked those people into supporting you and makes it difficult for them to want to continue doing so. This lack of trust in Doja proved right when she proceeded to tweet just about anything, saying her next album was going to be rap. Then she said R&B, then she said jazz, then she said rock, and eventually went back to saying it would be a fully rap album. Doja continued to talk about this identity crisis and desire to change, saying she wanted to be taken seriously as a rapper, and that producing a full rap album would do that. Again, This is not a bad idea. Like I said, sometimes one album is all it takes to cement yourself with the image you want people to have of you. But again, the issue is mocking the people who supported your old music. Someone like Doja, who wants to be taken seriously as a rapper, doesn't yet have the dedication and respect of rap fans who mainly see her as a pop star. Maybe not all of her pop fans would have supported her new music, but a lot would have, and by criticizing them, she's throwing away her own fan base without even establishing a secondary one. And as if it couldn't get worse for her, she released her first so-called fully rap song in June, called Attention, from her upcoming album. And after all of her criticism for her old music and wanting to be taken seriously as an artist, and discussion of transitioning to make serious and respectable rap music, she set the bar astronomically high, and expectations followed. Attention is a dreamy 90s rap song which underperformed compared to her older work and was met with mixed reviews. The lyrics mainly revolve around Doja complaining about fame and, in a very Colleen Bollinger-esque way, said that everyone who is criticizing her just wants to see her decline for entertainment, which is almost exactly the same words as Toxic Gossip Train, by the way. And she again continually criticized her own fans, saying that they follow her but don't really care about the music, which again just feels like a slap in the face to people who put dedication into you. Doja, by her own admission, got to where she is through her incredible musical talent and work ethic, not her looks. So I don't know why she's suddenly saying that those who recognized her talent and gave her success never cared about her music. And since she was so convinced that all the criticism against her is invalid, ironically, the same month it emerged that she has been dating Jeffrey J. Cyrus, who has around 20 different accusers of SA, including allegations that he used his position as a Twitch moderator to prevent the spread of the allegations against him by silencing alleged victims and preventing them from communicating with each other. I posted a video about the current Ariana Grande controversy and explained my viewpoint on this kind of thing, which is that whilst the person who actually did the wrong thing is worse, if you associate with them or partake in their behavior, you are open to criticism too. Doja responded to the immense backlash for her choice of boyfriend by posting, "My life, my rules," on Threads. And this all peaked in the last few weeks, when Doja directly confronted her fans, telling them to get a job if they call themselves Kittens as a fanbase name, even though Doja chose that name via a Twitter poll and has used the name herself to refer to her fan. She also told a fan with Kitten in their ad to delete their entire account, before telling another fan that they were creepy as F for using her real name as their screen name. And the final blow was Doja telling her fans that she doesn't love them because she doesn't know them, which in a literal sense is obviously reasonable and makes sense. However, this combined with the rest of the way she has treated her fans is not smart or acceptable in my opinion. She has since reportedly lost around 600,000 Instagram followers, a small amount compared to her 20 million plus follower count, but still a sizable and notable chunk. But it seems like Doja doesn't care. For me, what's so frustrating is how unnecessary this all is. Plenty of artists have switched genre, and while they might lose some fans along the way, they still successfully maintain a lot of their fanbase and gain new fans in their new genre. There's no need to go out of your way to try to turn people against you so that you can switch genres, especially since a lot of Doja's music already features her rapping anyway. So I doubt she would even lose that many fans by transitioning fully to rap. But Attention underperformed compared to her old music, and I don't think that's because of her changing genres. The music video doesn't have a ton of views, so there weren't even tons of people clicking out of curiosity, never mind liking the song, and I think this is all because Doja is really turning people off with her behavior. You can change genres and get away with it. You can lose a big chunk of your pop fan base to make less mainstream music and get away with it. You can be controversial as an artist and get away with it. But you can't have it both ways. You can't use your fans for success then turn on them and think they'll stand by you. You can't slam your old music as mediocre and then deliver something even more average and forgettable. And you can't get away with the same awful behavior for long before people get sick of defending you. Doja has been riddled with controversies her entire career, from homophobic tweets to pandering to incels to associating with Dr. Luke. But dating an alleged predator and slamming your fans for calling you out on it is another level. And I honestly think with everything going on, we might be witnessing the downfall of Doja Cat in real time.